Yo, ho, ho, Don Mafia. Welcome to the tradition of Thursday night Q&A Buffalo Bills. I'm probably destroying your eardrums right now as I adjust my lighting, but holy shit, guys. Holy shit. What a day. What an absolute day. Let's just put it this way. Bills fans were exceptionally high anxiety for the majority of the day, I would say. But I mean, we definitely have a lot to talk about today, right? I sort of want to keep it Q&A, blah, blah, blah. Let's go on ahead. Let's wait for some people to get in, and then we'll make it happen, right? Braden Smith, what up, dude? What's up, Esdean? Yep, we're here, man. We're in here. LeBron, my dude, I can always count on you and showing up on the streams. Hayden, what's good? Hayden, yeah, man, it's been a minute. I'm glad to see you back, man. Chris, stressful day. Yeah, dude, for sure, man. I can tell you how many times I refreshed Twitter today. I mean, it would probably be most likely worth a world record, to be honest with you. That's how often I checked Twitter today, which is pretty tough. But I mean, luckily we ended up getting good news, right? We ended up getting the news that we all needed to see. And I don't know. I mean, we'll see what's up. Buffalo Bills fan, what's up? I mean, let's say not much, man. I'm definitely pumped that we're not losing the best player on our team this year, which is definitely always some solid let's just say some solid news at the end of the day. What's up, Chino? Hope all is well. What's up, Cool Pineapple? I feel like you're new to the stream, man. Caitlin, haven't seen you in a while. So with Trey White had me having heart palpitations. Yeah, me too, Caitlin. Me too. Legit, whenever I saw a notification, because right on my Twitter, and so I have notifications from Adam Schefter, from Ian Rappaport, and one other guy from ESPN. And anytime I got a notification, from Twitter, I was bracing myself. I was just yo, this is about to happen. Honestly, that. All right. So with Trey White's tweet this morning too, I almost thought for sure that it was done. I thought for sure that he was opting out. The second that I saw him tweet that this morning, and then his girlfriend actually tweeted something it's not 4:00 yet or something along those lines. I thought the writing was on the wall, legit. I thought the writing was on the wall, right at that point. So, I mean, who knows? Hayden Mott said, is Stephon Diggs opting out? He is not, my friend. He is not. The deadline for opting out of the NFL season just passed 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The only players to opt out for the Bills this year was Star Lotulelei and EJ Gaines, which, in my opinion, both of those departments, specifically the defensive line and then now the cornerback room, I think we're going to be just fine, especially since EJ Gaines, he's more of let's be honest with you, he's more a second, third string type dude. He would make the 53-man roster. Don't get me wrong. There's no doubt in my mind that he would have, but definitely nowhere near as bad of a blow as it would have been if Trey White decided to get out. And I honestly want to hear Trey White's thoughts on why he decided to stay in. I really, really want to hear his thoughts on that. But I mean, I'm sure he'll get some type of interview to make it happen. Chino, and you hear about fans calling Trey White selfish. I hope that didn't make him change his mind because family is more important. Chino, yeah, it did. And honestly, dude, those fans are fucking morons, to be honest with you, dude. So selfish. How dare you, right? How dare Trey White opt out of the season because you're supposed to entertain me this year? Don't get me wrong, dude. Honestly, y'all know that I'm a diehard Bills fan, and I legitimately would have been significantly upset if Trey White were to opt out of the season because, I mean, he's the best player on our team, and there would have been a gaping hole in the secondary. But at the same time, I would respect him for doing so because he puts his family first. He loves his family. There's absolutely no issue with that, right? Dose of Dion 2.0, my dude. All right, y'all. So y'all have heard me say this. I am a part of a network called Fan to Fan Network, and Dose of Dion is actually the Detroit Lions YouTuber. Great content, great content. Worst case scenario, say that you have a Lions player on your fantasy team, then he's going to be the guy to go to. Fan to Fan Network's going to be dope, man. Like, we're launching our live show. I want to say it's the 16th on Sunday. So mark your calendars. I think the first show's at 6 p.m. You'll definitely hear me plugging the shit out of it. But Dose of Dion, my dude, thank you so much for showing some love, being here for me. Mark, what position do you think the Bills are the weakest at? Mark, fantastic question. I still think it's our offensive line. And to be honest with you, I'm not even saying that our offensive line is in trouble. As far as from like a fan's perspective, this is the most complete Buffalo Bills team I have seen in my entire life. This is the most complete team I have ever seen. I still think that our offensive line could be better, right? If I had to pick a room that was the weakest, hands down, it's going to be the offensive line. But by weak, I wouldn't necessarily call it weak from the basic definition, right? Let's just hope that Brian Winters can really like go in there and be able to fill in the shoes from John Feliciano, who was a slept on offensive lineman last year, significantly slept on. CPM said, Dan, how do you feel about the NFL saying that 12-4 is the cap for the Buffalo Bills? I mean, I'd be fine with 12-4. I'm not sure which organization said that. Was that on Good Morning Football? Was that on First Take? I mean, honestly, with 12-4, that's absolutely stupendous. Like, you look at the Patriots defense right now, like the Patriots defense is essentially non-existent. Like, if there was any debate on who has the best defense in the NFL, it's now the Buffalo Bills. It is now 110% the Buffalo Bills. Because say that you look at the Patriots, like they're losing out on Dante Hightower. Same with Chung. Like, and so you lose Van Noy, like right to a trade. I mean, there's no question in my mind that the Buffalo Bills have the best defense in the entire NFL at this point. So with 12-4, I mean, that would significantly win the division. Like, honestly, y'all, like 9-7 would win the division hands down, especially since the AFC East has similar opponents to us this year. Done. Diggs is playing indeed. I really hope the Pats suck this year. I mean, you know, honestly, dude, like the stars really aren't necessarily aligned for them, right? They lost a lot on defense before the opt-out thing, right before the COVID thing. And then, of course, you lose out on the Hightower, you lose out on Chung, and then you have a new quarterback who is a completely different style quarterback from what you're moving on from, right? So basically the Pats are going to have to completely change their offensive playbook. I mean, I think the Pats really aren't going to be that spectacular this year. Say that Dante Hightower and Chung were not to opt out, then I think that I might have had a different conversation. And I would have said that, like the Pats, realistically, they're still going to finish second place. They're going to finish out 8-8, 9-7. But I mean, with those key departures at defense, I'm not so sure anymore. But then again, you can't sleep on Bill Belichick. You cannot sleep on Bill Belichick. John Mitchell says the pessimist is here. Dude. Don't sell yourself short like that. And who is your favorite active Bills player? Hands down, Trey White. Hands down, Trey White. Hence why I was absolutely so pumped when I heard that he decided to play in 2020. And honestly, dude, like I like really hope and pray that like his family does stay safe, because I mean, like it was so clear that that's like a huge priority to him. And I'm really hoping that he's going to be like, I'm hoping that the Bills keep these COVID-19 protocols like through a like brick wall where there's no issues whatsoever. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to be praying for his family. I'm hoping there's no issues, but I mean, I'm so happy that Trey White's back, dude. Chris says, hey, Dan, what's up? And so he wants to be friends. Yeah, dude. For sure, man. We could be friends. For sure, man. Bills Stampede. And so with the Bills' brutal schedule, 12-4, and will be very hard to do. But if they do it, would be absolutely Super Bowl bound for sure. Like legit, y'all. Like I actually just ended up putting out a tweet. And I'm not sure, say that y'all follow me on Twitter. Say that you don't, then you absolutely need to, because that's when you see my real life Bills takes. And not when I go live or actually make a video. And so I just put my handle in the live chat. But I said right now, dude, like if there is any year for the Buffalo Bills to make a run, it's this one. Like the stars are aligned, y'all. The stars are aligned. Like there is barely a single hole in our entire team. The division rival, who has dominated the AFC East for the past who knows how long, is hurting from a personnel standpoint. Our only competition has lost some of their best players during this opt-out situation. This is the Bills' opportunity. If there is any time for the Bills to win the Super Bowl, it's right fucking now. Facts. 110%. Like, say that the Bills don't make it to the AFC Championship this year, I will legitimately be disappointed. I will be disappointed because you look at the team that we have put together, there is no question in my mind that the Bills are not capable of making it to the AFC Championship this year. It's facts. Facts. And Brandon wants me to make him laugh. Okay. And we're going 12-4. I can see that. Who's your least favorite player? Caitlin. I mean, I really don't know, to be honest with you. I'm not sure, say that I have an answer to my least favorite player at this point. I mean, there's certainly players that piss me off with certain things that they do. Not so much as previous years where there was at least 4 or 5 players that I absolutely hated. Right now, I don't think that I have a player that I dislike. And so I think that everyone does their job appropriately. And yeah, and we'll go from there. As far as somebody that I think is going to be replaced, I do think that Tyler Bass is going to be our kicker next year. I think that Hosh is going to be cut, but that's a conversation for another time. And so we have a Bills 13-3, possibly 15-1. Dude, I mean, I'm definitely not going to put any type of negativity to that take because I would be absolutely pumped if that happened. My player has been Josh since his pre-draft. I wanted him from the time. Chris, me too, dude. Honestly, so many people have probably said this. Let's be real. But I remember pre-draft. In fact, way pre-draft, during bowl games and stuff like that. Maybe even, I want to say, the last regular season game of the year. And, there was conversations about, all right, this is the draft. Is it Sam Darnold? So is it Josh Allen? Is it Josh Rosen, etc.? And I legitimately was visiting my dad, and I turned on Josh Allen's bowl game, I think. And me and my dad watched that entire game and was just bro, he's going to be the Bills quarterback next year. And I mean, I hate to flex, but I mean, I was so pumped about it, man. I saw so much potential in that kid. He was throwing bombs in that last game. It was dumb. And so it looked like that Trey White's girlfriend's grandfather died of COVID. Yeah, I saw that. That is too bad. That's really too bad. And honestly, say that were to happen, and say that that were to happen so close to home. There's now it makes sense why Trey was still battling with the fact should I play or should I not? So that was interesting. See y'all in week 4. Go Raiders. Ray Dizzy, my dude. And so for a second, I thought, say that he weren't to put Go Raiders and he just said see y'all in week 4. then I would have been like, holy shit, is that John Feliciano? Dude man's in the stream. And so Chris thinks that Josh Allen is going to bring us to the promised land. Me too, man. And so it's going to be this year. Like, I don't want to come off as that fan that's like, oh, dude, like my team's going to win the Super Bowl every year, dude. Pre-week 1, Super Bowl for show. But I mean, like I said, dude, if there is any year, it's this year. Like the stars are just too aligned right now as far as the personnel we have on our team, as far as the rest of the division is suffering, right? Especially the Patriots, who in my opinion are the only competition that we have. I mean, who knows? Dan, and who do you think is going to win MVP? Not sure about that quite yet, man. And so I already did a bold take saying that the Bills were about to make it to the AFC Championship this year. I think I'm going to have to put a limit on my hot takes from a day-to-day basis. And so Tim said that 12-4, we lose an AFC Championship game to the Chiefs 100-100. Tim, like, honestly, like, I would be absolutely satisfied with that. Like, I really want the Lombardi. I mean, who doesn't? Like, let's be real. But, I mean, 12-4 and lose the AFC Championship to the Chiefs, then, yeah, dude, that would be a season to me. Like, that would be like, all right, like, next year, that's us. But, I mean, like, your boy wants it all. Like, straight up. Hi from Germany. White didn't opt out. I'm so happy. German Buffalo. I know, dude. You and the rest of Bills Mafia. And I mean, like, I had an interesting Twitter thread going on from this morning right up until 4:00, sort of talking about like my feelings and stuff around the entire Trey White scenario. And shit, dude, like, thank God that it ended up going into our favor. And I'm like super thankful that he ended up taking that risk. And like we said, I mean, like, we just need to keep his family right in our thoughts and prayers, because he's taken like a really huge risk for doing this, as long as other Buffalo Bills players are doing as well. So super cool. And so Drew said that this team is hungry, especially as defense, number 1 for sure. Yep. We have unavailable. I think we have the weakest division this year. I thought I saw something on the NFL Instagram or Twitter saying that the AFC East was the second weakest division. I forgot what the first one was. I really forgot what the first one was, but with those opt-outs with the Pats, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we still have the weakest division, and luckily the Bills will just be able to run away with it. And so hands down, the best division in football is the NFC West. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. Then again, right? Hot take. And I mean, like, then I'll go on ahead and I'll revert back to some Bills content. I do think that 3 teams from the AFC North are going to make the playoffs this year. So I think it's going to be the Ravens, I think it's going to be the Browns, and I think it's going to be the Steelers. 3 teams from one division. And so Ray said that I'm just a Raider fan who's just hoping this season is a safe one. Yeah, man, me too. I'm super upset because prior to COVID-19, I was planning on going to Vegas for the Bills-Raiders game. Like, I had like a week planned out, dude. Like, I legitimately was going to get there the Monday before the game. No, the Tuesday before the game, I think, was when I was supposed to land. And like, I legitimately was just about to go down and gamble, make like a bunch of Bills like type videos, like tailgate interviews and stuff like that. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way. And so the Dolphins actually have a nice defense, and you give them 2 or 3 years, and the Fins-Bills rivalry, will be revived. Josh Allen owns that ass, though. Chris, yeah, that is for sure. Like, I've heard it before, right? And so I really think that the Dolphins remind me a lot of the 2018 Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen's rookie year. So with Josh Allen's rookie year, like he had a stout ass defense, but his offense really wasn't that exciting, maybe a solid run game. And that's the Dolphins right now. Like the Dolphins are exactly that. Amazing defense. And then they have like Jordan Howard and they have Matt Breida as their two running backs. And then you most likely are going to have Ryan Fitzpatrick taking the first couple of snaps for the first 5 or 6 games, in my opinion, before Tua finally gets in. I mean, that's just the situation. That's just the situation. And I want to win a Super Bowl. Also, me too, dude. This is the year. Like I said, what's up, Elvis? It's been a minute. And the Bills D will destroy the Chiefs. Yeah, dude. Honestly, man, like have never been disappointed with the Buffalo Bills defense, especially in 2019. They've surprised me. And I mean, so many people like talking about that Ravens game and stuff, but that Ravens game was close as shit. It was close as shit. And we essentially put out the playbook on how to contain Lamar Jackson. We were the only defense, in my opinion, throughout the regular season, not including the Titans game during the playoffs. But I mean, we were like the only defense, I think, that really contained Lamar Jackson. Like he really didn't do much against us, minus like 1 or 2 chunk plays, realistically. So the only way that I see us going to the Super Bowl is to sneak into the Super Bowl contender. And if we can pull a huge upset to either KC or Baltimore. Yeah. And well, like, I mean, like we have KC right during the regular season. So we'll see. Bass or Hoshka? Dude, I think Bass is going to beat out Hoshka this year, man. I really do. I think the Bills are going to go with youth. I think they're going to cut Hoshka, save a little bit of money, because as far as the contract for Tyler Bass, it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than Hoshka's contract, excuse me. So, I mean, we'll see. And so we have a higher chance of losing to the Seahawks than to the Chiefs. They won't play ball to the wall in the regular season. Yeah, Jukesy, I 100% agree with you. The Seahawks, I would say, I did do a super early record prediction video. I want to say it was maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month ago. And I did have us losing to the Seahawks. I mean, as far as Russell Wilson, he's a boss, man. He really, really is. And like he can find ways to win. But I can tell you right now that the Bills will not be blown out this year. The Buffalo Bills will never be blown out, not a single game. In fact, I'm almost willing to bet that the Bills, if they do lose, when they do lose, it's going to be less than a tutty. We will never lose by more than 10 points in any game we play. I can guarantee you. How is any NFL player taking more of a risk than all of us who keep the country running? John. The NFC East. Dan, and you need to come to Boston, and I will be waiting for you. But don't go to downtown because it's dangerous. Brandon, I've been to Boston before, man. It's a super cool city. I have several friends that are from Boston. Some are from Foxborough. I have a buddy that lives in Martha's Vineyard, Mansfield. I've been there before, man. And I do know that there's places around the city that are pretty dangerous. But as far as the downtown area, love it. I just so happen to not be the biggest fan of your sports organizations. But, you know, is what it is. It's all love. Love your city, though. Norman says, crap, I forgot you were on tonight. What's up, Dan? Norman, what's going on, man? Glad to see you're here with us. This evening. Is there ever going to be a day where the media doesn't hate us? And so, bro, Magic, honestly, I mean, we're going to have to, like, win the Super Bowl. And so, to be honest with you, like, I mean, the Bills could like make it to the AFC Championship and lose. And so the media would come out with headlines being like, due to COVID-19, the real talents didn't challenge Buffalo this year. Some bullshit headline, something like that. Like, honestly, like the Bills could win the Super Bowl this year, and there would be headlines being like, oh, if COVID-19 wasn't a factor, then the Bills wouldn't be here. Who cares? Who cares, right? And so I honestly prefer being hated, in my opinion. That's me. And so, Hafe, my dude, what up, dude? Hey, Dan, hot take. I don't really see the Ravens being all that good this season. Might go 10-6 at most. Hafe, that's an interesting take because me and you are actually on the same page. I have the Cleveland Browns winning the AFC North this year. Book it. Book it. It's crazy. Some people think I'm insane for saying that, but it's true. I really think the issue in Cleveland last year was Freddie Kitchens. And now that they have Stefanski, someone who knows what the fuck they're doing, I think the Browns are going to be like an 11-5, 12-4 team, and the Ravens will be 10-6. Because I think that Lamar Jackson is going to be not 100% figured out, but people are going to understand how to contain him easily. Okay, so with Unavailable, he came into a fantastic recommendation for a video idea, an updated record prediction after opt-outs. And so I think that's a good idea, buddy. And so I think that's a fantastic idea, actually. That's most likely what I'm going to do. Dan, when is your next Madden game? Heather, great question. I'm thinking about doing it this weekend, I think. I'll probably do it like Saturday, like afternoon. 3 o'clock EST. I'm not sure. I will tweet it out. Like, the best way to get announcements from me or get my live takes is on Twitter. That's the best way. Like, that's like, I am so active on Twitter. Like, y'all will be sick of me. Like, let's put it that way. But let me go on ahead and put my handle one more time for you fools who haven't followed me on Twitter quite yet. And then you will be up to date on all of my announcements that are going on with my channel. And then you'll also be on the same page when I actually end up going live and just my random Bills takes. What's up, babe? And how are you?
Good.
Sorry, y'all. And so my girl just came in, had to say hi. All right, so Elvis said, and the Titans said they used the Bills' defensive film on Lamar Jackson. Elvis, that makes a lot of sense. My sleeper team in the AFC is the Colts. What about you? I have the Browns. What's going on with Trey White? He's on the team, man. He's on the team. He had until about 4. He had until about 4 o'clock to opt out, and he did not opt out. So things are looking good. What do you think the Redskins' new name will be? And I got the Red Tails being the new name. Would love to see the Warriors, to be honest with you. And so I think that they'd be able to pull that off and still be able to keep their color scheme. But Father Snowman said Trey is in. I know. I'm pumped. And so Drew said, how do you think the team will really play knowing the Bills Mafia won't be in the stadium to help push us through the tough games? Drew, great question. In fact, that's actually another video idea, to be honest with you. It's going to be tough, to be honest with you, but I think that the team is able to motivate themselves. And I just hope that they're active on social media, seeing how passionate the fan base is, and they'll be able to play with a chip on their shoulder, right? So, and so how is Lamar Jackson the number one player in the league? Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. He really is. But I do think that Pat Mahomes should have been the best player in the league, to be honest with you. I really think Pat Mahomes should have been number one. But then again, like, this is all players who are voting. Like, this was player voted by the top 100. So always keep that in mind, right? So how do you feel about Gabe Davis? I have Gabe Davis making this team. I think he's going to be, I want to say, our number 4 receiver, in my opinion. I think that he's probably absolutely about to ball out. I'm super excited to watch him play. Pat's Global's in here. My dude. And so I love the 6:15 streams. Thanks, brother. Me too. And so I say Washington Fighters. That's interesting. And so you know that those were New England staff members harassing Trey about the opting out option. Buffalo fans are better than that. Caitlin, that's absolutely hysterical. That's probably the conspiracy theory of the year, that a bunch of like Pat and so a bunch of Patriots staff members made a bunch of burner accounts and like would just talk shit like right to Trey. Like brilliant. Like that's something I wouldn't put past Bill Belichick in the past. That's super funny. And so, John, what was your question, man? I'm sorry I missed it. And so the Bills will dominate on both sides of the ball. Josh Allen will be more accurate this season because no defense will be able to cover all of our weapons on offense. Sonny, great take. In fact, I think the reason that like why Josh Allen, like, don't get me wrong, there's no question that he has improved in accuracy from 2018 to 2019, but I think a huge reason why he wasn't like pristine accurate is a lot of the time that he experienced a shit ton of pressure. And you've heard me say this take at least 30 times, like minimum. But the fact that we have Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley, two of the best route runners in the entire NFL, you're not going to see Josh Allen be as pressured as he once was throughout the past 2 years. Defenses aren't going to be putting a lot of pressure on Josh anymore because they know that they have these players that can create separation like that. So I think we're going to see Josh Allen skyrocket in accuracy this year. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing 63, 64% completion percentage this year. Would be crazy. And so I think we have the best safety tandem in the league with Poyer and Hyde. I 100% agree with you right there. I really think that they are slept on. In fact, I think I saw a meme from NFL, like their Instagram account, and they had like the top 5 safety tandems, and Hyde and Poyer weren't there, which is absolutely nonsense. I just can't do it. Who is the strongest in the NFC and who will meet Buffalo in the Super Bowl? I really think, right, that people are overhyping the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to make the playoffs, don't get me wrong, but will they make the Super Bowl? No, they don't. With Brady, he does not have an offensive line. So, I mean, if he can make it throughout the entire season without getting injured, I would be significantly surprised. Best in the NFC is going to be the Seattle Seahawks, in my opinion. This is their year, and so I really think that Russell Wilson is about to blow up. He really is. And so with Dominic, he says, how do you feel about picking up Diggs? What do you think his stats are going to be? And so I really think that Stephon Diggs, like he benefits so many players on this team. And so between Josh Allen and John Brown and Cole Beasley, he's going to be benefiting this team. But like he was the missing piece for the Buffalo Bills to truly be contenders. As far as his overall stats, I definitely see him receiving for over 1,000 yards. I see him like nabbing a couple of touchdowns, 6 or 7 touchdowns this year. He's going to have a hell of a year. And so LeBron thinks the Saints are going to be the best team in the NFC. For real, Tampa Bay is so overrated, and even on Madden. Yeah, dude, like I think Tampa Bay is overrated. Like with Brady, like he doesn't have the same offensive line that he had in New England. Like his offensive line is trash. And like he's gonna be on his ass a lot this year. So I mean, and so no problem, John. I'm sorry I missed it the first time. And so I think it's the Niners again, or or the Seahawks. Yeah, but like the Super Bowl hangover is a real thing, man. The Super Bowl hangover is a real thing. We'll just see whether or not that Jimmy Garoppolo will be able to go on ahead and like answer, like, can he surpass that Super Bowl hangover and go back? Because I have the Seahawks winning that division this year. Like, there's nothing changing my mind at this point, right? And so Habe said that a video idea is I need to predict all the division winners. Yeah. I think that would be awesome, actually. And Bills should sign Delaney Walker. I'm almost positive that he didn't get signed, but there was rumors that the Pats were talking to him, I think. What's up, Cameron? And so, Dan, and who do you have as your top 5 quarterbacks for the season? Mine are Josh Allen, Russell Wilson. Same with Pat Mahomes, Drew Brees, and Dak Prescott. Definitely Pat Mahomes is the best. Then it's going to go Russell Wilson. I like Drew Brees. And so I want to say Josh Allen, but I mean, he has a lot to prove. As far as predicting who will be the best 5 quarterbacks, then I could make an argument that I think that Josh Allen is going to blow up this year and have a year. But right now, would have to say Mahomes, Wilson, Brees, Watson, and I say Brady, as much as I hate to say it. Well, no, sorry, Brady, but Lamar too. And so not in any particular order besides Pat Mahomes being number 1. So Mario Addison is going to ball out 15-plus sacks this season. He is playing on a better defense this year. Yeah, dude, for sure. Like, Mario Addison has had 9 sacks the past 4 years. There's no question in my mind that he's going to continue that. Hey, Chloe, what's up? What's wrong with White? Nothing is wrong with White, Chloe. He decided to stay in. He's playing in 2020. It was a false alarm. We all thought that, and so we all thought that he wasn't going to play, but he is playing. He's good to go. Dan, and so do you think Drew Lock will do good for the Broncos? I mean, it's going to be hard for him not to with the damn weapons that he has, man. But then again, I mean, he does have 2 rookies as far as receivers are concerned. He should. And so why does Breeze drink milk? And because they like to boo Breeze. I like that. And so I want to see PJ Walker start in Carolina. Yeah, dude, like that XFL love story, man, would be super cool. But then again, I do think that Bridgewater is going to do good this year. And so JK asks, do you think that Epinesa is going to play as a 3 technique defensive tackle? Yeah, for sure, dude. I really, really do. I see him rotating with Jerry Hughes this year. I'm not sure whether or not that he's going to break the 60 or 70% snap percentage, but he's going to slowly be worked in. But I think that moves are going to be made at the end of the day. Ray with a $10 donation. My man, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That legitimately helps out the channel so much. It helps me make you sort of guys as much content as I possibly can. Thank you so much. He says, and so he said, I just got on and I'm just going to say we should sign a petition for the white face mask on the helmet and make the 90s as the throwback alternates. Please try to make this happen. Ray, fantastic suggestion. I really miss the red helmets. I really miss those 90s uniforms, and white face masks are sexy as shit. Let's be real. They just look beautiful. I'm down for that. I am down for that, as a matter of fact. Sign it. Listen. And so make one, send it over to me, and I will push the shit out of it. I will push the shit out of it. And so do you think that this is Breeze's last season? I think so, man. I really, really do. He's what? He's 41? He's 41, 40? Yeah, I think it's his last season, to be honest with you. So how do you think the Bills team compares to the Bills teams of the Super Bowl years? Norman, let me put it this way. This is the closest we have ever been to being able to compare the Bills now to the Bills in the 90s. This is the closest we have been. Now, granted, back during the Super Bowl years, I legitimately was an infant, right? Like I have like no like solid memory of watching those games because I was a child, right? But from what I've seen, from what my family told me, my dad told me, my friends told me, and stuff like that, from like, and so the tape I've watched, like the games that I watched and everything like that, like post-recorded, this is the closest that we have ever been. CMC is going to carry the Panthers. Yeah, I know, dude. But I mean, honestly, with his, and so with his carries, dude, and so with Dude Man's carries, like he's gonna get injured soon, man. Like, and so I'm knocking on wood, and I really hope that I'm wrong. But with the amount of carries Dude Man had in 2019, I was surprised he didn't get a serious injury. Like that is a lot of utilization for a running back, and he's not going to be able to like maintain that. So. And so I was hoping the Bills took Josh Rosen over Josh Allen. Yeah, dude. Well, thank God that didn't happen, right? And so did you see the petition for the stadium to be renamed Marv Levy Stadium? I did, man. I did, and I signed it. I signed it, as a matter of fact. And Sean Woods asked, what do you think Tremaine Edmonds' ceiling is? Sean, I think that he's not even close to his ceiling. He could be in all pro, in all Bills great, for real. And honestly, he's young as shit right now. I mean, what is he, 22? I think this is his third year. He was 20 when he came to the league. He's 22. He's about to be 23. Like, be on the lookout for him being like the big breakout player this year. Like it's funny because I'm spoiled because there's so many names that are coming to my head being like, oh, okay, like he could be a breakout player for us this year. Of course it's Edmonds. And so I have Oliver being one as well. I have Josh Allen being a breakout guy as well. So, I mean, we're just spoiled right now. And honestly, I think Bills fans deserve it for the years of torment and depression we went through for a long time. And so I never liked that guy's attitude, but I love Josh Allen's, though. Labatt's Marv Stadium. Heather, that's a great compromise. You think that, okay, so with Epinesa could be a breakout player. He could be. I think his breakout season is more likely to happen his second or third year in the league. Singletary, too. And yeah, Sean, honestly, like, I mean, we legitimately, like, and so, I mean, we're so spoiled right now. We are so spoiled with having so many players, so many young players that are still on a very cheap contract that are on our team right now. That's why I'm saying this is the year for the Bills to win it all. This is the year. And I'm really not trying to be a homer, and I'm trying to sit back and look at our roster and look at our competition objectively. But this is our year. This is our year. And so I think we should give Davis Webb a chance at the number 2 QB. Bane, I have a feeling that you're being a troll. K Gun Field. And so I got to use the restroom real fast and just entertain yourselves while I'm gone for like 5 seconds. Oh, that's cool. What is that, pumpkins?
Is it good? Okay. Does it look good?
Yeah, I think it looks great. And so you have fun? You've been gone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, baby.
Okay.
Damn. It's good, y'all. It's a weird flex. And so what was the weird flex? Just me like, and so me grabbing a cookie. And so delay of game, you said you had to go piss and not take a number 2. Bro, like I legitimately pissed like a super long piss. Like, and so I'd say probably like 4 glasses of water just came out of me. It was a long time. Dan, wash your hands, bro. Thanks, man. And John said, I'm going for a cig. I'll be back. I'm done. He's not using the bathroom. He's grabbing a beer. We all know. Caitlin, surprisingly, I'm drinking water this evening. I'm a changed man. No, just like I don't have any beer. Or otherwise, I would be drinking beer, but I just have no beer in the house. James says flush. Yeah, dude, for sure I did, man. Trust me. Say that I didn't, I would hear it from the lady. Dan went to the kitchen, and so I did grab a cookie, too, on my way back. Not going to lie. Some homemade chocolate chip cookies. My favorite cookies. Dan, and did you wash your hands for 20 seconds? I sure did, Norman. Thank you. So I drink water all day. Yeah, dude, honestly. So I try to drink a gallon of water every day, to be honest with you. It's good for you. It's good for the soul. And your overall health as well. It's definitely good for your overall health. And so how do you feel about 14? And so how do you feel about 14 teams instead of 12? And so I think it's interesting, man. I really, really do because because there's so many teams that are always on the cusp of making the playoffs, but they really can't take that next step. And so I think it's going to be super interesting. I really do. No beer, just a special cookie. Okay, I got you. Hey, you all right by there?
Yeah, I'm okay.
And what happened?
Oh, nothing.
Okay. My girl's being clumsy again.
Hey.
I'm sorry. So which team will go 0-16 this year? And so it's really hard to do, Jukesy, to be honest with you. Like, that's like a really hard feat. I mean, what was the last 0-16 team? I think it was either the Lions or the Browns, like the most recent 0-16 team. Yeah, I don't know. And so Maddie said, what was the most surprising trade you have heard about so far? Hands down the Hopkins trade, dude. Hands down the Hopkins trade. Like, with Bill O'Brien, he legitimately sent him over for nothing. Like, hands down the dumbest trade in NFL history. Facts. And so B-Light instead of Detroit. Figured that. And so Dan, who do you think will make the playoffs in the AFC? Only the division winners and wild card teams. Chris. All right. So the Bills. And so the Bills for the AFC East. And the Browns for the AFC North. For the AFC South, I have the Titans. For the AFC West, I have the Chiefs. And then there's going to be the Ravens for a wild card, the Steelers for a wild card. 3 teams from the AFC North. I know, crazy. And who's the other wild card team? And then the Texans. That's what I got. And so I said the Ravens, didn't I, Ted? And so the Browns win the division. And so then the Ravens and the Steelers. 3 teams from the AFC North will make the playoffs this year. No way Browns in the NFC North. No way Browns in the AFC North. Ted, listen, dude. This is my hot take. Like, I have one every year, and my hot take is the Browns win the AFC North. It's crazy. I know. John, listen, dude. Like, sometimes I need to give a hot take, right? Like, I could cop out and say, yeah, the Ravens are definitely winning it. But I mean, I got to give some type of hot take. Like, normally my hot take is the Bills are going to win the AFC East, but now it's clear that they're going to. So that's really not like a hot take for me anymore. And so I got to be ballsy. And so Thomas said that if we can not have fans in the stadium, then we should have 73,000 blow-up dolls with masks cheer our team on. Thomas, I'm fine with that. Start a GoFundMe. Let's start buying those blow-up dolls. And my girlfriend just said, oh my. Oh, man. And so y'all are a bunch of crazies. I love it. And so Maddie said, and you think Allen is going to win the farthest throw competition against Mahomes? Very interesting take. Very interesting question. I mean, and so honestly, I don't know. And so both of them have absolute fucking cannons. So things are going to have to play out, and I'm really excited to see it happen. And LeBron said, Dan, you know the Browns are going to be the Browns. Oh. And so maybe the Raiders. And so I'm not a big fan of Baker Mayfield. I mean, neither am I. And my dad's a huge Browns fan, so I'll let him know your opinion. Trey White opts in. He sure does, man. He sure does. And nothing made me happier. But yeah, Dom Mafia, I'm actually going to let you guys go. I have a meeting here in about 25 minutes. So I'm going to prep for that, show some love to my lady. And I'm just going to keep it real, y'all. Thank you again for tuning in to yet another live stream. And above all else, let's go Buffalo.